So
Practices.
first
When
of
you
all, you
talk
got
about practices, and you got to be an alpha male, break it down for us.
okay. So first you got weight and body fat. You got to make the weight and body fat, and you check in
Every
every week.
week.
Every week you get on that scale. They check your weight and body fat. If you're a big man, I think you have to be between 8 and 10%, and guards are expected to be 8% and below, and you getting checked every week. And then for practice, we start off practice. I don't want to give away, all the secrets and stuff like
No,
that. But for
but
practice, we start off with like what we call an Indian run, like a little conditioning run around the gym. And then when coach say mouthpieces and knee pads, that's when it's time to buckle up. That means we're gonna have live competition, practice, everything. So live 3-on-3, live 4-on-4, live transition, live 5-on-5, and you need your knee pad, and you need your mouthpiece because it's really going to be live. It's not going to be like, oh, let's be cool. Let's just get through the practice. It's like the first and the second team are going to go at it. Coach is going to mix up the lineups. It's going to get chippy, and they ain't going to break it up. Hard foul, you're going to get knocked down. You're going to get some chippiness in the practice, and coach not going to break it up. He wants to see who's going to compete when they're uncomfortable, who's going to compete when they're tired, who's going to compete when it's not going their way, because that's the mental mind frame. As you can see, when the Heat play, no matter who plays, they compete, whether it's undrafted players or whether it's superstar players like Jimmy Butler. Everyone competes, and it's just not like that, in every team.
Very, very interesting. And we're talking a two-time NBA champion, former member of the Miami Heat, Norris Cole. So, Norris, how are guys looked at in the organization? Because you went down a very interesting road here with Sam, and I love it. How are guys looked at in the organization who can't cut it? Like Spo said it, and Sam asked the last question, we're not for everybody. And they're not for everybody. But, like, what happens to those kinds of guys that can't cut it? Is there general disrespect, derision? Like, how is that approached? And how much time and effort do other players, assistant coaches, trainers, put into trying to get guys pushed in that direction who maybe aren't necessarily keeping up or rising their level of competitive spirit to what the Heat are requiring in that gym?
It's pretty simple. Either two things happen. Either they learn and get on board, or they don't play there very long. It's just that simple. Because it's hard for everyone to be competing at such a high level and pushing themselves every day and going all out, for a person to not do that and be able to be comfortable. Plus, the level of accountability. Players are allowed to have face-to-face confrontation. So if I'm going hard every day, if I'm showing up early, if I'm making my weight and body fat, and you're a player and you're not doing that, I'm going to call you out on it, because it's going to show up in the game. It's going to show up when it matters the most. So, you're going to get called out on it. And so either you're going to respond positively and, start doing your job and pick up the pace, or your agent and stuff is going to be looking for you to be traded and get out of there, because it won't be comfortable for you.
No, I want to ask you, is this Game 7 tonight coming up, and you've been in that organization. The Boston Celtics didn't have a shoot-around this morning. Miami Heat did. I've seen Miami do a tape shoot-around the day of the game and go for an hour and a half practice. What do you think? What do you think the details that they're going over right now? Is it more just to get them out of bed and get their mind? Because you know this, when you go to shoot around, it activates your mind to start thinking about that game. Then, if you don't have shoot around, you don't start thinking about the game until you either get on the bus or getting in the car. Which one, as a former player, at this situation, which one would you prefer to be in the hotel rested, or to get up and go have shoot around and start getting your mind locked in right now?
As a player, to me, it doesn't matter to me. I don't, it's not in my control anyway. So I'm a soldier. When I play on the team, I do whatever, whatever the coach, whatever the organization decide, I'm with that. But I believe Boston needs that though, because they're banged up. Both teams are banged up, but I believe Boston, they need that. And for Miami, I understand everything is mental. Everything is about mental, the mental fortitude. And so I believe everyone's philosophy is different. It doesn't surprise me that Miami did that, because their philosophy is mental activation in the morning for physical activation, at game time. That's just the mentality. and some organizations is opposite, and we're gonna see which one works out.
We're talking to Norris Cole, two-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat. Norris, what about the nerves of a Game 7? It's not just any other game. It's you know what the stakes, you know what's on the line. In this case, and you've been there for this exact kind of game, this is an NBA Finals appearance on the line. For many guys, a first chance, other guys a last chance. What kind of nerves accumulate as you're trying to get ready and prepare for a game? And how are you able to kind of quell those and even them off and neutralize them a little bit to kind of keep your head and be able to play and think clearly on the court in the way that you need to?
Well, this is a game to be excited for. Some people, get nervous, but, for competitors, this is what you want to play for. You want to play when it counts the most. That's what you train for, You don't train just to play games. You train to be able to perform at the highest stake when everything is on the line. And this is a game where, everything is literally on the line. You either win and go to the finals or you lose and your season's over. So it's more of excitement. For me, I was excited. These type of games, I was pumped up and our team was pumped up because this is the game legacies are made. These are the games where, we talked about 10, 15 years from now, these are the moments that you train for. And so, the teams I played for, for the Heat, we weren't nervous in these games. We were locked in and we were excited to be able to, show, all of our hard work. And I think that's what these guys are going to see tonight. The veteran players who've been in these situations before, you're going to see a calm, a calming out there. Like you're going to see Jimmy Butler. I believe he's not going to be rattled. Kyle Lowry, he's not going to be rattled. I don't believe Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, they've played in big games before, as young players. So I don't think they'll be rattled. It's the role players that may be a little nervous. And that's why you need to have your superstars, be ready to step up and set the example early.
Norris, the last one I have for you of the role players on this Miami Heat team. And it's going to be for both teams. It's either going to be somebody for Boston, unexpected, or Miami. Give me a name for Miami that's a guy that can come into this game and make some shot and make some plays and flip this game in Miami's Heat favor.
For Miami, I got two. I got Tucker, DJ Tucker, or Max Strus.
Okay.
I believe, and Tucker, obviously, I think the havoc that he can cause, of not just scoring, but the havoc of making plays, charges. Playing defense, getting that loose rebound that you're going to need in the fourth quarter. And Strus, he made some shots last game. And I feel like he might have got back into his rhythm. So I think those are the two guys to look out for Miami. And for Boston, I'd probably say Rob Williams.
Very interesting, Norris. All right, one more before we let you go. You won 2 titles with Eric Spoelstra. Here he comes into a Game 7, different era player. The only guy still there that was with you guys is Udonis Haslem. In a Game 7 like this, the championship experience that Coach Spo has, the time that he spent in the finals, going there again in 20 with this group, what kind of advantage do you think that gives the Miami Heat to have a guy like Eric Spoelstra on the sidelines?
It's definitely an advantage because Spo has seen it all. So he's not going to be reaching for something that he hasn't experienced before. Experience is your best teacher, and he's had plenty of experience, so he'll have counters. One thing about Spo, he's not afraid to make an adjustment right away. Spo is not afraid to make that adjustment right away, and so the fact that he's done it before, I think, does give him a slight advantage. But Udoka has done a great job though this year with his guys, and he played in the NBA. And he coached up under Coach Popovich, so he's no slouch either. So it's going to definitely be a chess match.
Norris, we really appreciate you getting up early with us for a few minutes. We'd love to have you on again soon. Thank you for giving us the time, and enjoy this Game 7 tonight, pal.
Man, I appreciate that. You guys enjoy it too.
Thanks so much. We appreciate you, Norris. That's Norris Cole, 2-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat. Did a great job with us, Sam. We're going to break. Okay, when we get back, Couple guys on the Heat a little ruffled with some words from Draymond Green. We'll jump into that, so stay with us. It's Gelt and Sam. It's NBA Weekend, Sirius XM, NBA Radio.
Did you know you could get home and away feeds for every NFL, NBA, and NHL game on your phone?
I can't believe it!
Every game, all season. It's all on the SXM app. Sports the way they're meant to be heard, with your hometown announcers just a tap away. Search for your team, then tap the star on the corner of the screen and save it as your favorite.
It is gone! An incredible finish!
And if you love college sports, when the game is on, just search for your school. It's always a home game when you listen to sports on the SXM app. Free for most subscribers.
Folks, we've got a math problem. Only 2% of Americans are farmers, yet 100% of us eat. I'm Lucinda, 8th-generation farmer and founder of Moink. Moo plus oink, which I created to save the family farm and give you access to the highest quality meat on God's green earth. Moink delivers grass-fed and grass-finished beef and lamb, pastured pork and chicken, and wild-caught Alaskan salmon straight to your door. Moink farmers farm like our grandparents did, and as a result, our meat tastes like it should. You see, the family farm does it better. So tender-hearted carnivores, rejoice, because the Moink difference is a difference you can taste. Once you go Moink, you ain't going back.
Make today the day you stand with the family farm, and Moink will add a free filet mignon to every order for a year. Join the Moink movement right now at moinkbox.com/XM.
I guarantee you'll say oink oink, I'm just so happy I got Moinked.
Claim your free filet mignon for a year at moinkbox.com/XM, spelled moinkbox.com/XM.
This is professional golfer Mark O'Mara. You've heard me talk about Celebrity Greens, the company that builds championship-level synthetic putting greens at the homes of amateurs and professional golfers all across North America. Celebrity Greens is known for their great design, the use of the best materials, and the amazingly high-quality installations. Their greens look great and perform like natural greens that I've played on my entire career. Now, Celebrity Greens is looking for additional sales and construction partners. If you're involved in the synthetic turf business or a contractor looking to expand your business or an entrepreneur, give Celebrity Greens a call today. They are currently expanding across North America, and they will be opening new markets soon. And if you're an avid golfer wanting the convenience and the beauty of a custom green or a beautiful low-maintenance lawn in your own backyard, you should call them too. Contact Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Celebrity Greens, redefining private golf all across North America. Visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Celebrity Greens.
It's the NBA playoffs. Reset the clock. 82 games later, and we're back to a blank slate. We've got over 7 decades of history behind us, legendary status in front of us, and each win is a step towards greatness. Here, it takes 48 minutes to show out and a couple seconds to send them packing until only one team is left standing.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
NBA playoffs continue on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
When the games are done, the night is just getting started. Don't miss the NBA Radio postgame show right after the games. Channel 86 and the SXM app.
Welcome back to NBA Weekend with Brian Geltzeiler and 2007 NBA Coach of the Year, Sam Mitchell.
Big thanks to Norris Cole, two-time NBA champion for the Miami Heat. The Heat look to go back to the NBA Finals tonight at home against the Boston Celtics, Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. You'll hear it right here on Sirius XM NBA Radio at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll catch it on TV on ESPN, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So, Sam, interesting story Chris Haynes broke the other day. It was actually, I think it was yesterday early morning, that, Draymond Green, after, I believe it was Thursday night, when Golden State defeated Dallas to go to the NBA Finals, Shaquille O'Neal pressed Draymond Green on who he thought that they were who they wanted to play in the NBA Finals, Boston or Miami. And Draymond finally gave an answer. Matt, let's hear that audio real quick of Draymond Green giving that answer from Shaquille O'Neal on who he wants to face in the finals.
Still undetermined who you're going to play in the next round. Who would you like to play? I mean,
be honest.
I think both teams are tough. Boston causes problems, especially offensively.
Draymond.
Their defense is incredible.
How long we been boys, Draymond? I want the honest answer, Draymond.
You're asking me who I want to play. I'm gonna tell you who I think we're gonna play. We're gonna play Boston.
Okay,
that's who we're gonna play.
Thank you. That's the Draymond I know.
All right, so that's
Draymond
quote.
setting everybody up, Gels.
He
I
really
love
is.
He don't want to play Boston. He want to play Miami.
That's correct.
He don't want to play Boston. Boston is going to be a tougher matchup for them.
Yep. So here's what Udonis Haslem had to say to Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports. Draymond broke the code. You ain't supposed to say some crap like that. That's disrespectful. He know better than that. Sam, Draymond's working it, man. Draymond, he gave the Heat bulletin board material.
He wants them to win.
At the very least, help them take the series to 7. Yes, and he'd like them to win.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the 2 things he did. He helped them force a Game 7, which gave them what? More rest. And, okay, let's look at the 2 teams. You can make an argument that Miami is the Golden State Warriors of the East. Who shoots more 3-point shots than Miami? Nobody.
They shoot a lot of them. Yep.
They shoot a lot of them. Right? They open the floor up. They don't run a lot of stuff. They play. They read and react. Right? Because Bam is a different kind of center. Bam's only 6'9".
Right.
So if you look at, this is the thing that Draymond looking at. If we play Miami, we can put Kevon Looney back on the bench, and we can put Jordan Poole back in the star lineup.
Right.
We can be at our best and our maximum offensively. I can guard Bam. I ain't got to worry about it. I can guard Bam, and Andrew Wiggins can go, and we can play like we want to play. If Boston wins, Kevon Looney's got to start. I got to start. Now there's 2 guys on the floor for us that are not really primary scorers. We score on secondary stuff, rebounds, putbacks, and things of that nature. So what Draymond's saying is, we don't think Miami can beat us playing the way we play. We think we are the best in this era of playing pace, space, read and react basketball.
Yep.
I agree with Draymond. As much as I love Miami and their culture, I don't think Miami can out-read, out-dribble, out-pass, and out-shoot Golden State. But I think Boston can beat Golden State in different ways. They're big, they're athletic, and they can cause problems on the offensive glass and matchup problems. And then, last but not least, Gels, why would I want the defensive player of the year, who is a guard? Why would I want that dude going against my guy, who I need to be MVP or play like an MVP to win a championship, is Steph Curry?
All great points, Sam. And this is why you know that Draymond does not want Boston and would much rather have Miami. You made a point before about how many threes Miami takes. This is interesting, though. I just pulled this up while we were talking. You know, I look at 3-point rate, and that's a stat that is the percentage of field goal attempts a team has from 3-point range. The Warriors were second in the league in 3-point rate. 45.6% of their shots were threes. The Mavericks were 5th, 43.9%. The Celtics were 8th, 42.5%. The Heat were 9th, 42.2%. Here's my point. All 4 of those teams in the top 10 in the regular season.
And you think you're going to outshoot Golden State?
Yep, in 3-point rate.
Just think of it like this. If Golden State has what we've been saying for the last 10 years, the 2 best 3-point shooters in the history of the game, how in the world do you think you're going to outshoot them in a 7-game series?
No, you're not.
When they got 2 of the greatest in the history.
Yep. So a little more deep diving on this, Sam. Okay? I looked at pace real quick. The Warriors played at the 13th fastest pace in the league this year. Okay? The slowest team in the league, Dallas Mavericks. Second slowest team in the league, 29th in pace, the Miami Heat. Boston Celtics played the 24th in pace, which makes them the 7th slowest team in the league. Point being, the Warriors were the anomaly. Everybody else took a lot of threes, but played the game slower, walked the ball up the floor.
That's right.
And the net result of this, and this is important to note as well, the top team in the league in defensive efficiency this season was the Boston Celtics. Second place was the Golden State Warriors. Fifth place was the Miami Heat. Sixth place was the Dallas Mavericks.
So now again, Boston, a better defensive
formula
team
here.
Too.
Yep, a little bit of a formula here. You got to guard really well. Okay, high percentage of your team's shots are threes, and generally playing slower seems to favor that. The Warriors are the one anomaly when it comes to pace, and even that's 13th.
Gil,
it's not top
look
5.
At the shot contestants that Boston have. Horford, Robert Williams, Tatum at 6'10", Brown at 6'7", 6'8". Look at all the guys that Steph did that can contest their shots when they drive to the basket.
Right.
Look at Miami. None. Zero. Bam may block a shot here and there. Look at the size difference. Look at Steph Curry. He can match up with anybody. Miami. You don't want Steph switching on Tatum and Brown. You don't even really want Steph dealing with Marcus Smart because Marcus Smart going to try to beat him up.
Right.
So Draymond is smart, man. He's not stupid.
And remember what we said yesterday about this. This is important to repeat. Okay, the single biggest variable for Golden State in that Dallas series, and the thing that I think pushed them over the hump as quickly as they got over the hump in that series, was the presence of Kevon Looney. The second shots that he created, the easy baskets he got, the important defensive rebounds that he got. Looney dominated that game, that series at both rims. Against Miami, Looney can be that kind of factor again.
And I can bring him off the bench.
Not correct. And they're not going to bring him off the bench. They'll start him. Okay? But let me tell you something, Sam. He will not be that kind of factor in a series against the Boston Celtics.
He's going to have his hands full, Gil.
That's correct.
He gonna have his hands full doing what he going to have to do to take care of his problems.
Yep. That's correct. That is absolutely 100% correct.
Now, all that being said, Gils, Draymond can say all that, and Miami can win, and Miami can beat them now. But what Draymond is saying that, look, man, I just feel like Miami's not going to outshoot us.
Miami, no. I think Miami's not going to outshoot them. Boston, the thing about Boston, they're so good at limiting your 3-point attempts. They really are. They're so good at that.
And they got shot blockers when they make you drive.
They do. They do. All right, let's grab a call here, Sam. 855-NBA Jump, 855-622-5867. We got Mike in Florida. Hey, Mike, how are you, pal?
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen? Hey, I love the show, first of all. Love the show. Listen, Coach, I got a bit of a bone to pick with you, man. But first, let me make a point. Let me ask it. Let me ask this: how significant or how big a role do you think this is going to play in Game 7? The Miami Heat went out this offseason and got some very specific players. I think all of them were targeted, and coincidentally, the 3 players they picked up that I love, aside from Victor Oladipo, have all been a part of the last 3 championship teams, the winning teams, from Morris with the Lakers, in Toronto with Lowry, and P.J. Tucker with Milwaukee. So I'm asking you, in the Game 7, how important is that experience? And, Coach, this is my bone I want to pick with you. Since the Philly game, you've been looking at every single reason why the Miami Heat shouldn't be able to win any of these games in these series.
All right, Coach. Sam?
His phone call. Well, look, man, I'm not looking for reason. But then we just sit here. Dude, I've been in the league a long time. I've been in the room with the scouts and general managers when they breaking down talent for the draft. I know how these guys think. Didn't you hear Brian Windhorst? What did Brian Windhorst say, Gils, if Boston loses the series? Just based on the draft status, where guys were drafted. You're telling me we invest all these lottery picks and we can't beat a team that's starting 2 undrafted free agents? What are we doing with this scouting department? Why are we paying this money? If I'm the owner, I got Tatum, Brown, Horford, Smart. You got guys that couldn't get drafted. And you're going to come to me and tell me they beat me because of their culture? Because they practice hard? Well, why don't we have that culture? Now, if I'm an owner, if I got this talent and we had the Miami Heat culture, how good can we be? So if you're these teams without these high draft picks and Miami's kicking your butt, guess what the owner's sitting there saying? Maybe
Be more
we
like Miami.
need more like Miami. And if you
more like
can't
Miami.
get us there, let me find somebody that can get us there, that can create that environment. That's what people don't understand. The ramifications of Miami beating these more talented rosters is ranging, Gels. People can lose their jobs. How teams think, who they hire in the future, right? Think about it. If I'm an assistant general manager and I just pick a random place, and there's an assistant general manager that's been in Miami, hey man, why would I take the guy from that team to be on my culture when I can go to Miami and take those guys? Right. So that's what people are saying. Look at the money, the drafting, where these guys were drafted, and you're telling me I'm losing to a bunch of guys that was the 30th pick, the 24th pick, and 2 undrafted guys?
Yep. But I even think it runs deeper than that, Sam. I think this is also a matter of the 4th conference final in 6 years.
That too, Gels. On top of that.
And the best opportunity of the 4 to advance. I think it's fair to say that out of the 4 versions of the Celtics that have gone to the conference finals in the last 6 seasons,
this is the best team by far.
This is the best one. This is the best one.
Tatum and Brown, mentally, physically, Marcus Smart, this is by far the best team they took to a conference final.
But it's also the best version of Horford they've had. Horford's played excellent. So it's those
Grant
guys.
Williams, look how he's played. Yes.
Very good. Robert Williams. White has been a really good fit and made something. White was huge in Game 6.
Okay, let me ask you
They're
this.
not in that game without Derek White.
If you lose this game, where do Boston go to get better? What player, who do they go get now that's going to get them over home? People can say, the bench. I ain't playing but 7 guys, 6 guys. I don't need 10 Game 7. I don't need 14.
Well,
I need 7. Well, what my point is this. I don't need them 14 guys now. I'm in a Game 7. Now what? I'm only going to play, what did Windhurst say? I'm going to play 7, but I trust 6.
Listen,
Steve Kerr trusted 4, Gils, on a team that went their 5 straight finals.
4 he trusted.
4.
That was it. Yep. And I do wonder if Boston loses here, what that next move is going to be. Like, what do you add? I mean, do you need a PJ Tucker type more there? I don't know that you need that. You have Smart.
Do you bring Al Horford back at the money he's going to want?
Well, it's the last year of his deal, I think. I think he has one more year left.
Okay.
After that, I'm not sure. Do you need one more ball handling guard to relieve Smart of a little bit of ball handling duty there?
It's going to be some changes, Gil.
Right.
I gotta figure out how to get over the hump.
Yep.
So to the caller, that's my point. It's not that I'm denigrating Miami. I love Miami. I love it. I was one of those guys. I was the 3rd round pick, the 54th pick. I was one of those guys that people couldn't believe that could play like that. But what I'm telling you is, being that guy, I also know how people looked at me, being the 54th pick, when I was playing against a guy that was the 3rd pick. And I understood, amen, it was a reason why I may not agree with me being 54, but everybody in the league ain't wrong. Look how many teams passed over me, Gels. So
I get it.
I can say what I want to say, or think what I want to think, or feel how I want to feel. 30 other teams thought I deserved to be the 54th pick. And 30 other teams thought this guy deserved to be the 3rd pick.
You know what Bill Parcells always used to say? Actually, let me hold that thought, okay? So we're going to break here. When we get back, I'm going to take an old Bill Parcells quote, and I am going to apply it to today's Game 7. So stay with us. It's Gelt, it's Sam, it's NBA Weekend, Sirius XM, NBA Radio.
Memorial Day weekend. What's up, y'all? It's Jack Harlow. I got your biggest hits one summer bangers right here. Put you in. Every hour. Jack Harlow playing the biggest hits one summer bangers all weekend.
Hits one. First in the pop category and anytime on the SXM app.
Included with all trials and popular plans.
The CFOs that get it, get it. The CFOs that don't. Behold the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer. In growing companies, there are two kinds of CFOs. One who's struggling to keep up with spreadsheets everywhere, manual processes, errors, lack of visibility.